Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining this practice, Yoga for Winter Blues. Seasonal depression and the transition of seasons can leave us feeling lethargic, tired, and it can be an emotionally tumultuous time. Um, so I've created this yoga practice with that in mind because, like everybody else, I'm somebody who struggles with lethargy at this time of year. Everything's darker, it's colder, it's wetter. And so we really need to have a yoga practice that's adapted for the season. So this is the perfect practice for that. So you can practice this at any time of the day. It's not going to be too physically challenging. Come into something comfortable and we'll begin. So for this practice, this is a great time to get your favorite herbal tea, nothing with caffeine in it, nothing that will kind of excite us too much, but something just warm, maybe even some just warm water would be good. I have a nice hibiscus tea here. And if you're like me, you like to have your space smelling nice. So I like to use an orange essential oil. I just place a little bit on my wrist and then perhaps on my neck, collarbones, and maybe even some just on the mat in front of you. You can also use lavender, any oil really that uplifts you. And we'll also incorporate a blanket in today's practice just for the end so that we can get nice and cozy. So we'll begin today lying on the back in Shavasana. So you can lie down on the mat, take up some space, bring the feet nice and wide, and bring the palms to face up beside you. Close the eyes. And you can begin to deepen the breath, inhaling as we breathe all the way into the belly, and exhaling slowly. Breathing at your own pace. So this practice is designed for those winter blues. So check in how you feel. Notice your emotions today. Maybe your body feels physically tired. And we'll start on the ground today, slowly work our way up, and then calm back down. Yoga can help us with these seasonal changes, not only because it boosts our immunity by calming the mind and reducing all of those immune stresses that are as much mental as physical, but also because it allows us to move in a way that feels good, which may help us to relieve and take away some of our tamas, inertia, one of the three gunas. And become a little bit more physically active. All right, we're going to take a final deep inhale and exhale through the mouth. You can bring the knees up to the chest, hug the knees in, and rock from side to side, giving a good massage to the lower back. Great. From here, we're going to come straight into a reclined butterfly. So you can bring the soles of the feet together and bring the knees out wide. Allow the outer edges of the feet to rest on the mat. You can either bring the feet nice and close to the hips, or you can send them a little bit further forward. So it will depend on two factors, your flexibility and your bone structure. But the knees don't have to be as far down as mine are. They can be up here. And if you have any props that you like to use in your practice, you can take some blocks perhaps and place them under the knees, or even a couch cushion. And just place the hands on the hips. Breathing deep here. And as always during the yoga practice, if any emotions come up, just try and observe them quietly. And try not to place any judgment on either the way you feel emotionally or physically. When you're ready, taking a deep inhale through the nose and a big exhale out through the mouth. Using that natural sigh to regulate the nervous system, releasing tension, releasing stress. Okay, bringing the knees together, soles of the feet onto the ground, and straightening the legs out in front of us. We're going to come into a nice fish pose. So you can lift one hip and place one hand under the buttocks, and lift the other, place the other hand under the buttocks, palms firmly rooted into the ground. Elbows come slightly closer together, placing pressure on the elbows, using the strength of the arms to lift the chest and the head. Inhaling here. And as you exhale, you're going to curve the spine and reach the top of the skull down onto the mat behind us. So we're deeply opening in the throat, the heart, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and making sure to carry the weight of the body on the elbows and not on the top of the head. Remember to breathe deeply here. And when you're ready, inhaling, pushing into the elbows once more, lifting the head and the chest up. Exhaling as we come back down onto the back. You can release the hands and come to lie on the back. Great. Take a moment to notice how you feel in between the postures. It might feel strange to take these movements after being static. Great, so we'll come into the counter movement for fish. So you can interlace the fingers And place the hands behind the back of the head. Inhale here. And as you exhale, gently using the hands to pull the head up so that the chin comes into the chest. So create a nice stretch in the neck. Right, and then releasing the head down, releasing the hands. And you can place the hands beside you. Use the hands to push yourself up into a seat. So you can come into a nice L-shaped seat. If you find it hard to keep the spine straight with your legs straight as well, then you can create a soft bend in the knees. And when you're ready, we'll come into Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Inhale, reach the hands forward and up. Spread the fingertips, reach, reach, reach all the way up. Relax the shoulders down. And then exhale, folding from the hips, bringing the heart forward and down. So you can place your hands wherever they fall without judgment. Just try and keep the feet flexed towards the face. And then when you're ready, we'll take a deep inhale here. Elongate, straighten through the spine, lift the heart, lift the head, and exhale, bring the nose down to the knees. If you can touch your feet, you can grab a hold of the toes and work to straighten the legs. So this is going to feel great if you have lower back problems. You're going to feel a deep stretch in the lower back. And if your hamstrings are really tight, you can always keep that bend in the knees. Breathe deep. It's amazing what a little bit of movement and a little bit of stretching can do for the mind. You know, maybe in this class you'll be able to do things that you didn't expect. Perhaps you can work on pushing yourself a little bit deeper. And the deeper you breathe, the more you'll get out of any posture, really, but especially a hamstring stretch. Great. When you're ready, we'll release the fingertips down to the ground. Inhale, and you can roll vertebra by vertebra all the way up to a seat, keeping the chin tucked into the chest and then lifting the head. Great. We'll place the hands behind the lower back, fingers either facing towards the hips or away. Whatever feels good. And when you're ready, pushing into the hands, pushing into all 10 knuckles and lifting the hips up. Trying to place the soles of the feet down onto the ground. If you can't place the soles of the feet down onto the ground with the legs straight like this, then come into an inclined table. So bend the knees, walk the feet in. If you don't have any problems with the cervicals, so with the cervical spine, the part at the back of the neck, you can then release the head down. But if you do have issues in this area, just be very careful. Great. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees wherever you are and lower the hips down. Amazing. Can I come into a seated twist? So you can send the left leg out nice and long, and then the right leg can come in close to the body. And we'll place the right foot over the left leg. When you're ready, placing the right hand behind the lower back, palm firmly on the ground. Make sure that your hand is not too far back so that you're leaning back. but that the spine is nice and straight, head in line with the heart in line with the hips. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, and we'll place the inside of the elbow around the knee. So just hug the knee. If this feels good here and you want to go a little bit deeper, you can then work to place the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. And bring the hand up into Chin Mudra if you like. Inhale here, looking over to the right. Exhale to take the gaze to look behind the right shoulder. Remember to breathe deeply here. This is quite an intense posture for the internal organs, the digestive organs, massaging them. And twists are really great because they improve our immunity, because they give new blood flow to all of those organs that we need to keep the body as a whole functioning. And to help the liver particularly. Okay, inhale, turn the head back to center first, then release that left hand. We'll place the left hand behind the lower back this time, leave the legs where they are, and place the right elbow on the inside for an open twist. Great, inhale, come back to center. Place the hands next to you and we'll swap the legs. So placing the right foot straight out, and then the left foot can come over the right leg. And you can place the left hand just behind the lower back. Inhale to reach that right arm up. Exhale to place the inside of the right elbow around the front of the knee, or hug the knee. And if this feels good, you can go a little bit deeper. Place the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Place the hand into Chin Mudra. Inhale, looking over to the left. And exhale, take the gaze to look behind the left shoulder. You may even choose to close the eyes here. Forget the posture, but do not forget the breath. Great. We'll inhale, turn the head back to look at the feet. Exhale to release the hand. And you can place the right hand behind the lower back. Come in for that open twist again. So place the left elbow on the inside of the left knee. And we'll inhale, come back to center, place the hands to the sides. We're going to get the movement flowing a little bit further now. So you can come into a cross-legged seat, or you can sit on the knees. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take the hands over to the left. And you can place the fingertips just in line with where the hip is. And reach the right arm up and over. And if you can, without lifting the right hip, you can come down onto the palm or even down onto the forearm to deepen that side stretch. Take the gaze to look up through the right fingertips. Take the palm to face the ground. Breathe into the belly. Feeling that stretch all the way from the right hip up to the ribs, maybe up even to the shoulder. And then inhale, come all the way back up to center, reach up, and exhale, move over to the other side. Coming as far as you can. And taking the gaze to look up to the left hand. Breathe deep into the belly. Great. Inhale, push into the right hand, come all the way back up to center, reach the arms up to touch infinity with your fingers, and exhale, hands come together and meet down at the heart in Anjali Mudra, Prayer Mudra. Great. We're going to move on to some nice back bends, which I find are great mood lifters personally. So you can come to sit on the knees if you aren't already there, just in hero pose. And we'll bring the knees and the feet about hip distance apart and come to lift the hips up. So if you're new to back bends, you might want to lift the heels by curling the toes under. And we're going to try and keep the hips in line with the knees. From here, we're going to place the hands at the heart just to start. Inhale, imagine somebody's pulling your spine up and you're growing taller, creating space between the vertebrae. And exhale, you can begin to curve the spine and bring the shoulders back. Great. From here, you might choose to release the hands and place the hands behind the thighs. If you feel comfortable here, you might even choose to reach the hands back to the heels, push the hips forward, open the heart, and then release the head back. Again, if you're not new to back bends, you can always have the heels down. So instead of having the toes curled under, you have the front of the foot flat on the mat. Great. When you're ready, taking an inhale, slowly, gently coming up to bring the spine straight again. And you can uncurl the toes and come down into hero pose. And we'll come into a nice counter move, which I love, especially if you've been stuck at your desk all day. The muscles in the top of the back can be quite tight. So bring the knees back together, place the hands on the heels just like you did in your camel, and we're going to place the very top of the skull right in front of the knees. When you're ready, inhaling, exhaling, and lifting the hips, locking the elbows, rounding the spine, making sure to keep the weight on the knees and not on the head. So round, lift the hips as far as you can until you feel that stretch in between the shoulder blades. Rabbit pose. Great. And we'll release, bring the hips back down onto the heels and come straight into traditional child's pose. Forehead down on the earth in front of the knees together, hands behind. However, traditional child's pose was not made for women in mind, so if you do feel more comfortable and you need more space for the chest, bring the knees nice and wide and then bring the head forward. You can even release the hands forward for extended child's pose. So if you put some essential oils on your mat, you should be smelling them as you breathe in through the nose. And just allow that scent, that sensation to fill you up with joy, to uplift your mood, or perhaps to get you in touch with the more sensual side of yourself. Okay, great. We're going to inhale, push into the mat with the hands, and slowly bring the chest all the way back up. Okay, from here we're going to come into a standing posture, so you can gently stand up at the top of the mat. And then you can bring the feet nice and wide. So bringing the feet at least 2 hips distance apart or even wider if you are more advanced in your practice. And we'll lift the shins, lift the kneecaps, engage the tops of the thighs, turn the toes in slightly. Inhale, swing the arms up, reach up to infinity. Exhale to fold down. So just come onto the fingertips for now. Imagine you're holding a glass of water on your back, so nice straight back. Inhale here, and then exhale. You can bring yourself further down, pointing the top of the skull towards the mat. Breathing deep here. If you can touch the palms onto the ground, you can work to bring the heels of the hands in line with the heels of the feet. Great. When you're ready, placing the hands on the hips. Inhale, straight back. Roll the chest forward and up. And exhale, we're going to turn the right heel in, right toes out. Keep the hips facing the long edge of the mat. Send the arms out. Inhale in. Imagine somebody's pulling your right hand. Exhale, Trikonasana, placing the right hand on the inside of the right leg, but trying not to place any weight on that right hand, using the obliques to keep you up. Great. Look up, breathe, and inhale, come back to center. And exhale, we'll turn the left toes out, right toes in. Inhale, imagine somebody's pulling your left arm. Exhale, Trikonasana, bringing the left hand on the inside of the left leg. Triangle pose. Great. Inhale, reach up and come back to center. Exhale, bring the toes to face the long edge of the mat, hands to the heart. Close the eyes. Great. When you're ready, we're going to come into our balance postures. So we're going to start with Tula Dandasana, which is the T-shaped kind of balance. So you can face the short edge of your mat again and come to the top of the mat. First of all, we're going to bring all of the weight of the body onto the left leg. We're going to bend the right knee, pull the right knee up towards the chest. So we'll incorporate this into a bit of a flow. Find your balance. Inhale here with the knee towards the chest, and exhale, take the right hand and open the knee over to the right. So nice hip opener here. Inhale, then come back to center. Exhale, and we're going to send the right foot back behind us. You can bring the hands either up to the heart or into cactus arms and squeeze the shoulder blades together. And as we bring that right foot behind us, we're going to try and bring the chest forward and down. Come into this T shape. If you're not able to get there, you can come here. Come into a less exaggerated version. But if you are in the full posture, keep squeezing those shoulder blades together. Focus on a point in front of you and keep the breath steady. Great. Inhale. Exhale, and we're going to step the right toes behind us. We're going to bend in the left knee, cactus lunge, cactus standing lunge. Feeling that stretch in the hip flexor. Keeping the elbows up in line with the shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening the heart, and perhaps taking the gaze to look up. Great. Shine the heart forward. Breathe deep. Feel the strength in your legs. Feel the foundation of the feet. Great. Inhale. Exhale, and we'll release the hands down. Allow the blood, allow the energy, allow the prana to flow back into the hands, and then step back up to standing. Great. From here, inhale. Lift the left knee up towards the chest, placing all of the weight onto that right leg. Exhale to bring the knee out to the side. Great. Inhale to bring the knee back to center. And we'll bring the hands either up to the heart or in cactus arms. Send the foot out behind us and the chest forward. Ula Dandasana, T-shaped balance. Okay, and you can smile, you can laugh at yourself when you fall over. It's not so serious. Just have fun with the practice. One side might be better than the other. Great, inhale here. Exhale and step that left foot back. Come up onto the toes, stretch the foot, and then bend in the front knee. Keep the elbows in line with the shoulders, cactus arms, open the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades together, look forward, feel the strength in the legs. Feel the foundation of the feet. Breathe deep. And you can keep the core tight if you want to bring some attention there too. Great. Inhale. And exhale, release the hands. Allow the prana to flow out through the fingers, back into the earth. Beautiful. Inhale, step back up to standing. Great. So from here, from our standing position, we're going to bring the feet as wide as the mat, turn the toes out slightly, bring the hands up to the heart. And when you're ready, exhaling to bring the hips down, bend in the knees. You might need to lift up onto the toes, that's fine. We'll bring the elbows nice and wide to bring the knees nice and wide. Breathe deep here in your squat. And we'll release the fingertips down to the earth and just drop one heel after the other. Shifting the hips over to one side and then to the other side. Stretching out the legs, opening up the hips. Beautiful. We're going to place the right hand in front, left hand behind, and slowly come down onto the buttocks. You can separate the fleshy part over the seat and find a nice stable position here where you can keep the back nice and straight. We'll bring the hands on the underside of the thighs and lift the shins. Boat pose. So I include this pose because I want to build some heat. Oftentimes when we work on the core, we feel a bit more confident. We feel warmer, more active. And if you feel comfortable here, you can release the hands to the sides. Shine the palms up to the sky. Feel that heat to start to build in the belly. Breathe deep. Maybe you have a little bit of a shake going on. Great. Inhale. Exhale. Drop the heels down. And we're going to come all the way down onto the back for happy baby. So we'll bring the knees up to the chest to start. And you can either place the hands on the underside of the thighs, soles of the feet face up, knees nice and wide. Or if you can reach them, you can grab a hold of the leggings or the outer edges of the feet, but place the arms on the inside of the knees. And make sure that the spine is nice and flat on the ground. We don't want to be lifting up so that we have to reach the feet. Close the eyes. Maybe rock from side to side. Massage the spine. Great. We're going to inhale, bring the knees together. And exhale, create circles with the knees. Massage the lower back. And then we'll come down for a quick Shavasana. So place the legs straight out in front of you. Maybe take a sip of your tea while you're here. Maybe even grab your blanket if you'd like. If you'd like to get super cozy. Again, placing the palms facing up, feet nice and wide. Relax the body, relax the mind. Notice how you feel after your practice. Keep the eyes closed. Take that focus back in. Great. You can begin to move the fingers, move the toes. And you can always stay in your Shavasana. You can stay here for as long as you like. But if you really do want to get up and out of your tamas and get on with your day, you can follow us. Or move the fingers, move the toes, bring the feet together, take a nice big stretch, bring the hands over the head. Full body stretch here. And then release. And we'll turn the head from side to side and massage the back of the skull, signaling to the brain that it's time to wake up and get moving. Okay. And to finish with a nice little uplifting movement, you can remove the blanket that's on you if you chose to use a blanket today. Bring the knees up to the chest and then cross one ankle over the other. And we're going to begin to swing back to front on the spine. You can place the hands on the underside of the thighs, swinging on the spine, massaging the vertebra. Great, feeling that energy. And then when you're ready, swinging all the way back up to your seat. Cross the legs. Close the eyes. Place the palms face down. Take a moment to pat yourself on the back for doing this practice. It can be really hard sometimes to get moving and to get on the mat. So well done for completing the practice. I hope you feel uplifted and you've had a bit of fun. Sometimes we need to get a bit playful with the practice. So we'll bring the hands up to the heart and you can rub the hands together, create a little bit of heat, a little bit more energy here. And then place the hands on the heart. We have an incredible power to heal and uplift ourselves. And one of my favorite quotes from Swami Shivananda is that it is the duty, the priority of every man to uplift himself. Bring the palms back together, thumbs up to the third eye. Namaste.